It's a brand new Civ Showdown. Welcome back to the channel, folks, for a caster game. We have got Anatan on the brand new Sengoku Daimyo up against Anatan's teammate Mahodo from Volta Esports on the Tuklak Dynasty. Map is going to be Phrygian Marshes for this exciting game between the two. And boy, am I excited for this one, actually. This is cool. So this matchup, I theory crafted Sengoku on this map and why they can be good. And finally someone picks them. This is going to be a good one. So the reason why Sengoku and Fury are pretty cool here, folks, you don't go fishing, you can just go for your yatais. Because on this map, look at the spawns. Fish gives 4, berries give 2. So that's 16 extra food. And if you can find ponds that overlap, which isn't impossible, and with deer stacks in between, you can get pretty big grabs here. I think he might have locked that out, though. So what you're looking for is berries where they both spawn on the same side, and it looks like, unfortunately, that hasn't happened that much. Maybe here he could lap both. An interesting idea, though. Shoreline fish now give 600? Yes, they got buffed up to 600. I believe they also increased the amount of food. The food rate, rather, that you gather from them. So I haven't really talked about Tuklak because we know what he's probably going to do. Most players do the same thing, healer elephants. However, we have seen that strategy fail. If I remember correctly, Anatan was able to beat the healer elephants of... Was it Louis? It might have been Louis. It was China versus Tuklak. And he found a way of surviving and actually beating them back. So, if anyone can do it, but Mahodo, he's going to be going fishing, which to be expected. Tuklak are actually better at fishing than Delhi. They get the same benefits that Delhi do on water, i.e. the fishing boats can attack. But the other really cool thing here is that they get the elephant economics. So you get 5% more on drop-off from your fishing boats. And that means if you scale up with woven baskets, etc., you can take this limited food source and inflate it. Yeah, so like you can pretty much get supervision gradually across the course of the game, but for water as well. I'm telling you guys, like when the dust settles, I think Tuklak are going to be a surprisingly powerful force on water maps. It'll take time, right? You're going to let it cook, got to let it marinate. But once it has, I think people are going to be quite shocked at actually how effective the 5% and then 10% can be for this Civ. Especially when you consider it's going to buff both your fishing and your land. So like if you're at 40 eco and you add another 5%, like that 10% extra in gathering, it gets pretty crazy, no? So it'd be like an extra 160 resources a minute at like 40 to 50 eco point. Elephants automatically follow shoreline fish? Yes, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fishing boats. Watch. You see he's about to be at 40 on this fishing boat. 37, 38, 9. You see that? It bugged it out because he dropped off there. It went up to 56. So he's getting 5% extra from his fishing boats on dropping off without it being an elephant. So a little tip for people who are new to Tuklak, you don't just get the extra on drop off when it's the elephant. It is anything that has this little icon on it, the elephant economics, which includes your starting TC. Yeah, so I think they've done this for quality of life features because when I first got hands-on with this Civ, I remember playing it in the creator server in Crucible. And what I started doing is I started building an elephant and moving him away like you would with a mill for China. And I realized I didn't need to. So yeah, they made it actually quite inviting compared to China's opening, where with China, you want to build a mill and you need to build it away from your town center, otherwise you're missing out on resources. So, Dome of Faith coming in. I've never seen this before. And we do have the yatais moving out. So it seems Anatan was having the same idea. Unfortunately, like I said, but the overlap here is not going to be as good as you'd like. But he's going to go straight for the deer pack. Yeah, because this one is going to be a max cap, I believe. Definitely should be. He just jams it around there. He can wiggle that back a bit, actually. The problem is the deer are going to roam, which is what he probably doesn't want to move it for. But if he moves it a tiny bit, he'd be able to get the berries, which would max him at 60. And then the other yatais are really easy because the boars are central bound. So you just send them out there. Yeah, so we probably are going to see him prepping a third yatai quite quickly here. Time being, though, is going to be Coca Township. This is an interesting idea, actually. Is like you can scout for the enemy villager and then just ambush him. Because Phrygian has a lot of stealth forest located around the ponds. It also has a lot of stealth forest between both bases. What that means is when your opponent comes for a direct attack, rather, you can outpace him by jumping in from behind. Going free your tie right at the start too greedy. With docks as well, yes. Which is why I was expecting to stop at 2. But I think you can make it work because it should be maximum value. Because, oh, that's a sick one. Yeah, so if you went free your tie, walking out here, that's a lot of out time. But he just stops near his base for 40 free food, which is really nice. Obviously, that number will eventually go down. And Sheeple is looking decent, actually. He needs to bring them home. He's got 16 in total. Remember, you can put a Yatai on sheep. There is a calculation for that. Sheep are worth, I believe, 2 each. Yeah. Is the winner from the show match later getting something? Yes, a thank you note from me. They're getting money, mate. You think you get Marine Lord and Lucifer on to come play a show match for nothing? Ugh. I wish. Oh my god. My dreams of being a content creator that breaks even would be viable if I didn't have to pay for show matches. But I'm not paying for this one. We have TCTC who's paying for it. But we're the official English coverage. What is what's going on over here? Mahodo? I mean, surely we just shivved the wolf at this point. Okay, he just wanted to get out of wolf range, but... Please just kill it. Alright, like, you can choose not to kill it, but I'm telling you, in about 700 seconds, you're going to regret that. I love how the wolf will attack elephants, but the wolf will not attack your ties. Work that one out. Okay, so it looks like Mahodo was trying to go for a third pond, but got delayed here. He, however, has got those disgusting things. Yeah. But what if I was to tell you Sengoku is actually the answer to Tuklak Ellie spam? I think Anatand... Is he thinking what I'm thinking? His stone is almost at 150. What can you build that would solve the elephant problem here? The Hojo clan. If you go for the Hojo clan, the tier 1 tech you unlock from your estates there is a movement speed increase on spearmen. Now that's quite clever against healer elephants that are already slower. Oh, and that makes it even more interesting. Anatan has also gone for the Yari. Is this going to be a Takeda? I guess Takeda is really nice because of the movement speed. And oh, the ambush! Hold on. It's even more than that. I thought it was just the movement speed. But guys, remember, with the Shinobi, if you frag these elephants, and they're fairly easy to catch, you decrease their movement speed by 30%, which puts them down to 0.7. They're basically just springled. And then you increase your damage by 50%. Oh, this is freaking crafty. Yeah, like this is Shinobi to win the game. And remember what we said about this map. Like, you know, Tukalak, they're going to want to directly attack you, which means they're going to have to go around this stealth forest. It's a pretty underwhelming stealth forest, by the way. It's usually a lot fatter than this, but this is good enough. Oh, looks like he's just going to blow the rest of the grenades, which is a bit surprising. That was pretty wasteful. I think he was looking for the workers instead, but he probably had A click on and the heal elephant's distracted. Yari versus Raider Elephants is pretty awkward for Mahodo, no? Because Yari Cavalry are faster, you can make them even faster, and he is going to Takeda. So I thought we were going to be getting the Hojo for the movement speed on Spearman. He doesn't care. Because with the Shinobi, you don't need to be faster, it's the fact that they're already so slow. That is wild. Sweet elephant. Oh, Shinobi. Let's go through the slow. And remember, like, he can stagger these to keep hitting them, is the idea. Yeah, and now the Yari, they do more damage per strike. It's an interesting idea, actually. He's doing 16 damage per strike. And that slows him down enough to spin and catch up. But Mahodo is teching. Compound of the Defender. Okay. We have not really seen any COD builds, and I'm a bit shocked, guys, because I think Compound of the Defender very easily could end up being the better landmark choice over House of Learning. Because remember, the reason Delhi's House of Learning is so good is you get a lot of useful techs you get for free and you get them fast. If you go House of Learning with Tuklak, you have to pay for them all. And I'd say a lot of those techs are more situational than the ones that you get from Delhi. Like, for example, Delhi have Honed Blades or Mahoots, both of which are just applicable across the board. They feel great. Do you have to lead your units targeting? No, it's just it's not perfectly accurate. So the way it works is if you see a Shinobi throwing a grenade, as he releases, if you click in a different direction, he'll miss. That's the way to think about it. Okay, so movement in here. Wait, can you? You cannot grenade a building, can you? If you could, it would be the most broken thing ever. Imagine just increasing torch damage for one flurry by 50%. You'd be hitting a Imperial Age damage almost. So good to null dock. Remember, Anatan is an age behind. And he's baited Spearman as a reaction, which Anatan is already prepping Yumi. Have we got the Shinobi again? We have. Okay, Mahodo is going to want to be very careful about where he goes and how he fights. Because Ninja, I think, do solve these heal elephants. Remember, heal elephants are kind of absurd in Feudal Age, but their stats do not scale in any meaningful way in Castle. They get no upgrade at all. The only thing is that you could go for herbal medicine, but I've yet to see a player do this, despite the fact that healing strats, if they're going to be OP, the herbal medicine should make them even more so. Yeah, honestly, I like the idea of Mahodo just going herbal medicine once he has a few men-at-arms out, because then you have a front line that should never die. I know it's being such a pain in the ass, though. By the way, he does have the 4 Yatai. He's also got additional dock set up, so he's bloating eco really fast. Really? You think the Shinobi maybe slow down the movement speed of the dock? I don't know, man. That dock might move on you. Hey, you mock me now, but when you're intercepting a Golden Horde's backup cart, it's going to make sense. Do you think Tuklak is overpowered? I think the Healer Elephant build's overtuned, but other things about it are underwhelming. Tuklak requires way too much setup, and oh, you're gonna see how. Healer Elephants may be threatening, but only if they're on the same screen. Sick hit there. Anna runs out the gold and punishes Mahodo for not getting the expensive wheelbarrow. Goodness gracious. But yeah, I think Tuklak is overpowered from a cheesy perspective of Healer Elephants. It's not that it doesn't have counters, as we're starting to see, but for your average player, trying to counter this is going to be an absolute nightmare, I think. Temple of low quality now on the way, so it's going to be going Iko Iki. I don't know, man. Like, Mahodo looks stuck. He looks really stuck. He's lost all of his fishing. He's stuck in the corner, literally. He's got no sheep. He's got practically no berries. This is the last. He's going to have to come out soon. And remember, if it's a direct fight around here with the Shinobi buff... Oh. The crazy thing about the Shinobi is it's percentile scaling. So let's say Men-at-Arms here. Men-at-Arms versus Spearman. You've got 4 armor into this 10 damage. But if you get hit by the Shinobi buff, now this guy's doing 15 damage before reduction. Meaning with reduction, he's almost hitting as hard as a Men-at-Arms. And remember, that's a Feudal Age Spearman. Percentile scaling, folks. It's pretty good when the number's that high. Temple of Equality about to complete. I know we'll need a little bit of time for veterancies here. So keep backing up. Mahodo continues to chase. But now, remember, with this age up, he just upgraded his Shinobi. That could be a really big problem here, because if he scouts and ambushes, he could go for the economy. I think instead, though, he wants the main fight. All veterancies have been queued. Even the Yatai can run away from it. I know. We're going to keep this clicked on because he's waiting. He's biding his time for the Shinobi. Yeah, I think you get veterancy, get Shinobi, and then you look for the fight. And with that debuff, this just disappears. Even Yumi will start to melt you. They're going to get like an extra +2, +3 damage for when the Shinobi buff is active. Yari intercepting. He has also got the Daimyo. And we also have now got a switch coming in into Tanegashima Ashigaru, which will be the snipers to take out the elephants. Yeah, remember, it's the crossbowmen for the for the Sengoku, rather. Mount Samurai also queued. Horseman coming home now. Mahodo. This is the commitment point he's been looking for. Veterancies are in. He's also able to get the extra Yumi damage. He did get the estates for it. Higo Yumi should be coming in a second, I imagine, actually. This tech right here. Men at arms. And there's a Shinobi! He ambushes him! Frags out, backstab comes in, Yari Cavalry. Jump on top of the targets. Healing only works if you're alive long enough. And you're not going to be here. Look at the melt! The Shinobi debuff. It's working. He spreads it out. He jumps in for the kill. And he will take out his teammate 2-1. Elephants do not need to be feared. Not by the ninja.